Hi guys, it's Trina, and today I'm going to be doing my April and May reading wrap-up. So I decided to combine these 2 months for this wrap-up because I had a very busy couple months, and I thought this way I would just have one video that was an average length rather than 2 very short videos since I didn't get a ton of reading done. So in each of these months, I read 3 books, and so I'm just going to get into it. So first, we're going to start off with April. And April started off with fan art by Sarah Trejay. So this book follows a boy who has fallen in love with his best friend, and he's basically worried that these feelings will start to affect their friendship. One day, an anonymous person has submitted a comic that tackles a love story between 2 boys. And in this comic, the boys strangely represent Jamie and his best friend. So basically, Jamie is trying to get this comic published despite this because he does not like the fact that the school is not willing to publish it because it features 2 gay students. And while all this is going on, Jamie's trying to come to terms with his feelings that he's developed for his friend. This book was really adorable. It was a super nice, fun contemporary, perfect for summertime. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it had a really great message, and it was just really cute and fun. The next book I read in the month of April was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. So most people probably know what this book is about. It's very popular. It's known as a cult classic, and it's taken me years to finally get to it. But I did because the movie came out, and I'm very much a person that reads books before I watch the movie adaptations. So this book takes place in like a dystopian future. Basically what's happened is this man named James Halliday has passed away. Before he passed away, he created this world called the Oasis. Since reality is so terrible, most people spend the majority of their time in the Oasis to escape the awful world that has become our planet. Before James Halliday has passed away, he left behind an Easter egg, and whoever finds the Easter egg within the Oasis will win a ton of money and basically be able to take over the Oasis. This was a super fun read. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really interesting concept, and I liked the way it was executed. It's definitely more of an adventure type read, which I don't read a ton of adventure, but it's super fast paced, and I really appreciated that about it. The last book I read in April is A Day in the Life of Marlin Bundo. So I'm a huge fan of John Oliver and his show and like everything he does in the world. So basically John Oliver released this children's book which is actually written by Jill Twist and Marlin Bundo. So basically, the reason why he released this book was because Mike Pence, who is the Vice President of the States, was releasing his own children's book about his bunny and talking about in it what it's like being the Vice President. So Mike Pence is known to be a very homophobic man, so basically to completely troll him, John Oliver released this book about 2 gay bunnies that fall in love and get married, and it's super adorable and precious, and I love it so much. And it really does read like a children's story, and it's so well written, and the pictures are just amazing, and it's great. I highly recommend it. All the proceeds from this go to AIDS United and the Trevor Project, so it's a really great cause, so I highly recommend checking it out on Amazon if you haven't already. So now we're going to move on to May. So in May, I started off with reading Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on audiobook. So I'm a huge Potter nerd, hence like Akil Books is on my shirt. And I've been wanting to reread them for a while, and my brother gave me a copy of all of the Harry Potter books on audiobook. I've never really given audiobook a try before, but I've heard like a lot of people that really love it. So I decided I'd give it a try with something that I have read to sort of get used to the concept and see if I want to continue reading some books on audio. I'm very much a physical book person. I like the feeling of holding a book open, but I did really enjoy listening to this one on audiobook. Stephen Fry's narration is just amazing, and it was super fun and super enjoyable. I think everyone knows what Harry Potter's about. Little boy goes to school for witchcraft and wizardry. Things go down. Voldemort killed his parents. He's out to get him, blah, blah, blah. You get the gist. The next book I read in May, was Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This book is so good. First of all, this cover is just beautiful. I love it so much. It's a story that's based on West African mythology, and it is just so well written. It's such a page turner, like I could not put it down. And it's just, I loved it so much. I was watching a Clockwork Reader video who mentioned that it reminded her a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender as a kid, so like I was super excited to get into this when she said it reminded her of that. And I'm really glad I did, because I also loved this book, and I totally see where she was coming from. It really had that kind of vibe. It follows a girl named Zelie, who is basically someone who is born with magic, but her current king has taken away the ability for anyone to use their magic because he believes that magic is evil. And so after an attack that leaves her mother dead, she is determined to bring back magic to her world. So it's about her adventure in finding a way to bring magic back and taking down this evil king. And it's going to be a trilogy, so I'm super excited for the next books. Like, I loved this so much, and like I have a hard time explaining what it's about because I just love it so much. But I'm super excited for book 2, and all the characters are so great, and it's just a super well-written, incredible read, and I loved it. So the last book I read in May, I don't actually have a copy of with me because a friend is borrowing it, but I'll insert a picture here if I figure out how to do that. But that was Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. This is the sequel / companion novel to Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. So the reason I say / companion novel is because it's not a direct sequel in that it does not follow Simon, it follows his best friend Leah, but the events happen after Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. So the main character, Leah, is struggling with her bisexual identity. She has come out to her mom, but none of her friends know this about her. And she finds herself falling for someone in her friend group who she hasn't always seen eye to eye with. So it's about her coming to terms with that, and I just loved it so much. It was such an adorable read, and like Leah is just so sassy, and I thought it was hilarious. There's a Harry Potter reference like every other page of this novel, and Becky Albertalli just never ceases to amaze me. I love her writing, I love all her books so much. And it was a really enjoyable and fun read. So that's it for my April and May reading wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to this channel for weekly, sort of semi-weekly, you know, whenever I can, videos. If you have any suggestions for any other kinds of videos you want me to do, leave that in the comments down below, and I would love to hear what you've been reading recently. So that's all for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!